Hello, how are you? This is Elska from Famous Crafty Corner, and today we're going to be making these little pads, and we're calling these staggered page pads, obviously because the pages are all staggered, but quick, easy, and use up some of our scraps. So I'm going to go ahead and get together the supply list for you, and I will be right back to tell you everything that you're going to need to do this, and we'll get started putting them together. Easy peasy, okay? Be right back. Alright, supplies on this one. You're going to want, scraps and bits and pieces of, either scrapbook paper or, your Amy papers, your colored papers, those types of things. So you're going to want a good healthy stack of those. And you're also going to want something that's a little bit heavier for the back of this. Your trimmer, you're going to want your glue, you're going to want, you're either going to be poking this and tying it, or you're going to be using like a tiny attacher or something like that. So, get all of those things together, and I'll be right back to show you how to put this one, assemble, I'll be right back. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is decide, how wide we want this to be, and any, scraps and pieces that we're using, we're going to cut down below that width, and just get a nice stack of them. And you want them to be at least 4 or 5 inches long for this, because we're going to be folding them in half at different places. So I do have some that are already cut and ready to go, and these over here. So at this point, all you're going to do is go through and just fold these in half. And they don't have to be exactly in half, they can be off. So we're going to get all of these folded, and once we have them all folded, then we'll start putting this together, okay? So go ahead and get them folded. If you want to round corners or ink or anything like that, do that now. Alright, and I'll be right back, and we will put it all together and make our back piece and our front piece. We'll get stuff done. Alright, so go ahead, if you're going to round corners, do that now. Ink these up, get them all ready to go, and I'll be right back. Alright, so if you've inked your edges, fantastic. If not, if you just rounded your corners, that works too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and I'm going to start stacking them, just random. And I'm not going to go past my widest piece. So whatever my widest piece is, everything else is going to line up with that. Okay? Alright, so now I'm pretty good with this because it's getting kind of thick. So I'm just going to put these over to the side. I'll use those on another one. Alright, so now I'm going to measure this. And it is 3 inches wide, which was the widest piece that I cut. And I'm just going to put a clamp on this for a second. And we're going to start talking about the back. Okay, so the long piece here is, we'll say 5 inches. It's 4 3/4. So I'm going to cut a strip of this, hopefully, that is about 1 inch wider than that. So for me, I'm just going to take that part off. And then I'm going to cut a piece that is about 3 1/4 inches, 1/4, just like that. And then I'm going to bring this over. I'm going to round my corners on this. And I'm going to line this up on the back, just like that. And I'm going to make sure it's nice and straight, and then I'm going to finger fold this piece over. Now at this point, if I want to take some off of here, I know that I want to take some off, okay? So take that out, and now we'll know where my fold is. So I'm going to go ahead and take some of that off. Okay. Then we're going to line this back up again. Take a look. All right, I like it just like that. Now, as I said, you can staple through this if you want to, or you can poke holes and tie this, and I'm going to be poking holes and tying it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up at the very center, just like that, and I'm going to put a clamp on here and here. I'm going to make sure that I get this straight. And it is a bit of an optic illusion because your papers are all over the place. So just go slow, you know. Go slow. And you can use paper clips to do this, or, you know, whatever you need to. And then I'm going to get out my board and my awl. And I'm going to poke some holes in here. Now, I'm just going to eyeball the middle. And about 1/4 of an inch in, 1/2 inch in, and about 1/2 inch in over here. And that's where I'm going to be putting my 3 stitches. So I'm going to get out my wax thread or whatever cord I'm going to be using, and I'm going to be getting out my needle, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I need to decide, do I want it to be tied on the inside or tied on the outside? Okay, I'm going to tie it on the inside. So I'm just going to come through, I'm going to hold that, and then I'm going to stitch this in here, back down through the middle, up through the bottom, at which point I can take the clamps off. And then I'm just going to stitch this in just like I would a signature. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. And I'm going to put that needle away because I will poke myself. We all know it. Okay. And then I'm going to bring this down. Okay. Bring it down. And I'm going to give it a really good press with my bone folder. And then I'm going to glue just here on the very edge. I don't want to glue on the pad itself, just the edge. And I'm going to put my clamps on this because it's got to hold. It's got to be pressed together to do that. So I'm going to put my clamps right on the edge there. And I'm going to let that dry. And I will be right back. Alright, so here's our little pad, and I added a little dangle on here and some little decorations. And, you know, this is all nice and glued down, which keeps it all folded over. And then, you know, you just have, every time you take a paper off of it, it's new because it's got, you know, different papers at different places. So that is my little project for today. If you have any questions, just put them in the comment section below, and I will be happy to get back to you as soon as possible. If you're new here and you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, like me, ring my bell, share me with all your friends, and then your friends can be my friends, and my friends can be your friends, and our friends can get to be friends, and before you know it, we have a giant crafting community. I go live on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 11, 12, 1 across the country, 8 o'clock over in Hawaii. And I post videos on Mondays and Wednesdays and any other time I feel like it. I have two things going on in 2022, the first of which is the 12 of 22 Journal Challenge. And if you would like information on that, go to the description box below. There's a link. Click on it. It'll take you over and give you all the information that you need. And if you would like information on my second project, which are my free classes of 2022, which are basic entry-level journaling classes, if you would like information on those, the best way to get that is to ring that bell and click subscribe on the little icon there that says all, and then you will get the notifications when those videos come out, which is usually on a Saturday. And then I go live the afternoon that those videos go live. I go live to talk about everything and anything in the video that you may have questions about. So that's it. That's all I have for you. Until I see you again, stay safe. Bye-bye.